I'm with Veronica Holley, founder and artistic director from the Unnamed Theater Company from Irvine, California.
Hello. Yeah, Patrick. So thank you for asking that because I feel like I didn't explain properly the first time. What I meant by we are not tied down by just one artistic point of view is that we're an ensemble-based theater company. So our primary focus is reimagining older works and also putting on devised theater works, which I can explain more if you would like. And then we also want to encourage, we have like open submissions for playwrights in the OC area. If they want to come in and submit their plays, we'd be more than happy to like work with their works and like workshop them, try them out for OC area audiences. So basically, I want the creative collective to have a voice. Ultimately, yes, I am the one that decides what does go on and what does not go on, but I want us to have like a creative collective collaboration, if that makes sense. So it's a little lengthy, but I studied theater from Vanguard University and I graduated in 2018. But that year, in that January of that year, I had appendicitis and I almost died. um, so, and I didn't have health insurance at the time because I couldn't afford health insurance. It was this whole fiasco. So I ended up with a lot of medical debt from that hospital stay. And so I had graduated, and my family and we all looked at each other and we said, okay, it's probably best if you try to pay this off first before going into the arts, because the arts doesn't very much pay very well. So that was my point of view. So I had managed to pay that off with working a lot of hours and thankfully living at home with my family. I was able to pay that off in May of 2020. But the theaters were closed. So I was like, okay, well, I can't work in theater. What do I do? And seeing all the changes of the past year, all the protests, the like political divide, COVID just decimating our society, I decided, well, now is probably a good time for us to practice our empathy with one another. I think we were all, me included, we're all going into our own little camps and like didn't want to empathize because we wanted to feel like we were right. And there's a lot more gray areas in life than just black and white. And I think that's something I wanted to explore. And especially with the theaters in Orange County and the greater LA area that were shutting down, like it just felt like art was just being taken away from us. And I wanted to solve that. So the first play is called The Great Theater of the World by Pedro Calderón de la Barca. He's a Spanish playwright from the Spanish Golden Age, and we are performing at Super Antojitos. It's a family-owned Mexican restaurant in Tustin, October 8th and 9th. Tickets are on sale on my website, so I can give you those details in a minute.
Is there limited seating?
Yes, so it's 50 seats per show, but it's because we're in a restaurant, so I can't like max out his space, so I have to be respectful also if other people want to dine there at the same time. Well, one, the food. And two, they have this really beautiful mirrored wall in which we're going to be using for staging as well. So we're going to play around with that and like the spacing of the area. They have this exit door that we're going to use for some entrances and exits that are very special. And, it's just really great because I buy from there and my little Mexican grandma, like I'm going to go right now, actually go get her some soup. So, it's to be able to give back to the community that's given so much to us. So we are prioritizing our people over our profits. So, what I mean by that is that with every show that we're going to put on, I'm already budgeting that we're going to pay our cast and crew. Even if it is just a small stipend, um, eventually I want to pay them more and more with more productions that we have and hopefully with better success. In addition, we really took to heart there was this thing that came out, a list of demands by hashtag We See You White American Theater that came out. I think it was like, I want to say in June of last year. It was last year, and they had these list of demands that were for regional theater and national theaters, but we want to create spaces in which we have inclusion in mind, in which we put the voices of people that theater has overlooked for so long on the main stage and not on the second stage. No, unfortunately, we are not. I would like to eventually get that status soon, but it is a lot of paperwork and working that out. So right now we're for profit. Sure, they can go to Unnamed Theater with an ER.com. It is spelled differently than the actual company name. So it's Unnamed Theater with an ER.com. And there it'll have like a section called Collaborate with Us. And they can click on that and send us an email, and I respond back. So. I love social media. I'm a little addicted to it. You can definitely follow us on Instagram. We're unnamed.theater with an RE.company. So you can find us there. You can find us on Facebook. It's Unnamed Theater Company. And also on our website at Unnamed Theater with an ER.com, you have options to donate for us. So that money will go 100% to our productions. Like I said, we're prioritizing paying our people over making money. So all that money will go towards actors, like actors' pay, and also just putting on the next production with rental costs.